Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to use the notification queue, which is a notification system that they added in the version 6.6 that you can make any sort of notification. For example, you can add warnings to the screen, you can basically any notification, like you got an achievement, you can add a notification for inventory item you just picked up. So let's go to our UI here. I'm just gonna add one to our interface layout. So a notification queue. And you can see here, you can have many items. And so you need to add a style to it. So for my case, let's just increase the size here. I want to add a text in the middle, and we can just leave it empty. So just increase the size here, maybe like this, and add the image here, maybe so, just for the sake of the tutorial. And let's maybe also add a background here, so maybe like this. Just find a whatever background, like maybe just very subtle, and then you can increase the size here. All right, and what you need to do then is create a formal variable, because you want to be able to change the text and the image that's on this. So just add a formal variable for the text. We can add a string and say the notification text, and here we can use the notification image. And now we can go back to the style we created, and here on the text, let me just center in the middle. You can go here on the text and you can say notification text. Oh, a bit too big. Let's also add to the middle, and adaptive font size. And here we can do the same for the image, change it to dynamic image, and add notification image. And then you can just close it. And here you can configure like the spacing between items. You do need to set up the item dimension. So just copy this. So it's 215 width, 69.58, 69.58. Since for this notification, if you wanna have more items, you can change the spacing here. Since I'm only gonna have one, I can just have it to 0. But if you want more, you can do that. And then here you can just auto wrap or have a fixed number of columns. So here only have one. And in my case, I want, well, for this tutorial, I think maybe we just add back the spacing, and let's just have more items so we can properly show how it works. So max 3 items. So this size, and I think there's also here a alignment option. And now we go to the item configuration, we choose our style, and we need to link the formal variables, so notification text and the image. And here it's going to ask to create a structure, and you do need the structure to open it with a node. So let's create a notification queue data structure. And here you can add a string. The name doesn't matter, so just string, maybe text, and add a integer for the image. And then we can just apply and go back to our notification queue. And now you can see it shows here And now you can add your string here, and you can also add your image. And then I think you don't even need to save it, so just okay. Oh, here, one thing I forgot: you can have the notification queue be permanent or only show for a specified period. In this case, I think it's better if we just leave it maybe 3.5 seconds. So just copy the index because we need to push this notification. So we're gonna need the index, so copy it, and also remember the style that you're using here on the item configuration. So we only have one, so I know that it's one. And then let's create a node graph for a tab. So first let's go here, add a object that will open the notification for us. I'm going to add a tab, and I also gonna add this node graph I just created, and I can change it to sphere, maybe like 4, and then notification. So I can go back here, let me rename it, notification queue test graph. And here, when the tab is selected, I'm going to get the player entity to which this character belongs, because tab is a character, not a player. And then all you need to do is say notification. It should show up here. Refresh notification queue. This basically will open up a new notification in the order that you selected here. So you can say back of queue or front of queue. So either on the bottom or on the top. And then you can paste that index we got, the notification queue ID. And here, if your data is static, meaning you don't want to change it every time, like you just want to have a different style, you just put any structure here, it doesn't matter. But if you want to change it, you have to add a structure, and you have to you have to add the correct structure that you set up there, and then you have to set up the text you want here. So I'm going to say, let's say a random number here, random integer between 1 and 10, just so you know it's different text. And then I can say data type conversion. It's going to convert to string. And then the image, we can just find the image here. Let me just open here. Let me just find the random image ID. A few actually. Maybe one of the characters here. Yeah. So let me just copy it. Then I'll also get a random image. Why not? So let me just assemble a integer list here. Then I know that 23 and 24 are the other abyss mages. Then let me also get a random integer between 0 and 2. And then I'll get corresponding value from list. I'm going to get one of these random abyss mages every time I press the tab, and it's going to open up a notification. So I think, let me just delete this image. I think we should be good to test it now. Let me start it. And then let's check if our notification queue is working. See 10, 5, and then every time you see, it's so easy to create something like this. It's a very good system that they added in the last patch, and you can use it for a lot of stuff actually. I used it a lot in the game I was making. And that's it. And I hope it was useful. And I'll see you next time.